Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you're tuning in from and whenever you're tuning in. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks for joining us again on the Pursuit of Wealth, everyone. It is Wednesday, December 20th. I hope you're doing awesome and happy hump day. We're going to get started with today's video. We're going to do some public ticker requests, and as well at the end, I'm going to go over the Moomoo exchange and platform. We'll do a tutorial, go through a trade example as well, and go over my overall thoughts and opinions on this platform. Really liking it so far. And if anybody has used Moomoo, please let me know inside of the live chat, or if you're viewing this after the fact, let me know in the comments. But just sit tight. I see we have quite a few people joining us, so welcome. I'm going to get started here. If anybody does have any ticker requests, please let me know in the live chat, and I will get to that ASAP. But just sit tight. We'll give it another 30 seconds to a minute for people to jump on. I see we have quite a few people joining. Welcome. We're going to get started here in about 30 seconds. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Smash the like, share the video with anybody that can jump on last minute, and we'll get started here momentarily. All right, let's get started. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, everybody. Your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. It's Wednesday, December 20th. I hope you're well. Going to get started with today's video. We're going to do some ticker requests. If anybody does have any requests, please let me know in the live chat. And also going to do, at the end of the live stream, we'll do a quick Moomoo tutorial. I'll do a trade example. We'll go through my thoughts and opinions overall, thoughts and opinions on the platform. I'm really liking it so far. And again, if anybody has used this, please let me know. They are the sponsor for today's video. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, all that good stuff. It helps support me in the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or whenever I go live. Also, you can give us a follow over on X, which is formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow, and we recently signed up for Rumble and Odyssey platforms as well, in case we ever get silenced here on YouTube. So again, we'll jump into the ticker requests here. So I see we have quite a few people on the live stream now. So welcome. Thanks for joining. And I hope you're having a great week so far, and holiday weekend coming up. So it's going to be probably a slow end of the week here. And then as a reminder, on Monday, the US stock market is closed on the 25th, and then in Canada it's the 25th and 26th that it's closed. So we're going to take a look at Moomoo. So I did send some money over to Moomoo, but again, we'll go over a trade example. You can see we're post-market trading here right now, but we'll go over that example here in just a moment. I do want to go through some ticker requests, so if anybody does have any ticker requests, please let me know inside of the chat. But I'm going to bring up the S&P 500 chart because we did start daily consolidation today. So I do want to bring up the S&P 500, and we'll take a look at the daily time frame here. So if we take a look at the daily time frame, you can see here we had barely any support all the way. Realistically, if we just go down here, where was our last support level here? It was at around 451. So let me just go. I'm trying to see the, there we go. It's not loading here for me. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. So we'll bring up SPY. Okay, so the S&P 500 started daily consolidation today. We had the low there. For some reason, it's not bringing up the low here on the Moomoo platform. Usually, whenever you hover over the candle, it shows the highs and the lows, but for some reason, it's not showing that here at the moment. Not sure why. Just give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to try. Just going to try closing out of it and relaunching it. Yeah, usually it shows the high and the low for the day, the open the close. So I'm just going to try reopening it again here and see if that works. Again, if anybody does have any ticker requests, please let me know inside of the chat. Let's go. Hello, Rod. Hello, Jamlosi. Thanks for joining. Hello, Easton. Hector would like to take a look at high tide. Okay, we can take a look at that. Google Canopy Growth market cap, and you'll be surprised right now. Yeah, it's if you just go to market cap history index, basically it's getting destroyed. But yeah, seen better days. Canopy. Did you add any today, Rod? Did I add any to any MJ names or to Canopy? VFF? Yeah, we can take a look at VFF there as well. All right, I'm going to jump into it here now. So for whatever reason, I'm not seeing, like normally when you hover over these, it gives you the high and low, but I'm not sure why it is not showing that at the moment. I'll have to reach out to Moomoo and figure out why that is, but generally when you hover over this, it gives you your high and lows, but that's fine. We'll just go to Trading View for now. So take a look at the S&P 500. I did want to highlight this as well. So right now it is daily consolidation. We had no support all the way down to 451.51, and something that we were expecting was daily consolidation. Something that we still haven't seen yet is weekly consolidation. Probably not going to happen this week because we would have to lose the low of last week, which is at 457.61. So essentially we'd have to drop another just over 2% to start weekly consolidations. I can't see it happening this week. We do have a bearish reversal candle forming though here into tomorrow and into the end of the week. And I wouldn't be surprised if we back tested the EMAs there on the weekly time frame, like I said, around 450, 440s, and then we also have a gap there in the chart at 441. So very possible that we see weekly consolidation over the next couple of weeks, but again, we're not in the prediction game, we're just in the support and resistance and data game. So we take a look at the low of last week, 457.61. If that holds this week, then we look at the low this week, next week, and if we lose that low, then like I said, we can expect a sizable correction. So as of right now, no major red flags, and we will just anticipate a healthy weekly higher low. The most likely scenario is that we get a weekly higher low, and there's a lot going on in this chart, but I wanted to zoom in on the daily time frame here. So on the daily time frame, we do have a daily bull flag. If you go from high to the low there, we're taking a look at a potential move up to around 491. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we hit 500 on the S&P 500 before we see the end of this bull market and the beginning of a new bear market. But on the weekly time frame, if we do start weekly consolidation over the next couple of weeks, let's say we start it next week, anything over the 0.32 fib there, we could see another potential weekly bull flag. And the most likely scenario is a weekly higher low. So let's say this is our top here this week. Let's say we don't get above 475.90, and then next week we start weekly consolidation. Anything over the 0.32 fib there at 450.50 will be a weekly higher low, and we can anticipate a back test to the weekly EMA 12 there. So if that is the case, then like I said, that would just be healthy. And in order to confirm the weekly bull flag, we would need to have our higher low, maintain that 450 level, come back up and break above 475.90. If we can get above 475.90, then that would confirm it. This is premature, obviously. We haven't even started weekly consolidation yet, but we will anticipate a weekly higher low and a potential bull flag with, like I said, that final blow up top. And if we did see a weekly bull flag, that could bring us up well over 500 into the 522s. So historically, when we see rate cuts, usually we have a bullish reaction leading up, but once the rate cuts start to take place, that's when we start to see the market go the other way, and we usually enter a bear market. If you look back to all of the previous times that they've cut in the past, and usually when you're cutting, that's not a good sign, right? And I would argue that we're already in a recession. I would say we're heading to one of the worst depressions of our lifetime. And again, this isn't to be an alarmist. This is just me being 100% real with everybody and letting you know that this market that we're in right now is not normal, right? Home prices being where they are, the average price being worth, what is it, like $500,000. When you look back, what was that TikTok viral video going on, the silent recession, or basically saying that home prices back then, were, I think it was like $5,000 or something like that, something crazy. A car was like $1,300, and now, a car is like worth, basically as much as people's salary. So it's crazy times that we're living in, and it is what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, it's going to be, it's an interesting time ahead in the markets. And like I said, check out I already made a video on this, how I'm preparing for one of the worst market crashes in history. If you haven't seen that, I highly encourage you to check that out. So let's take a look at some ticker requests. High tide. Sure, we can take a look at high tide. All right, so high tide here on the daily time frame. There's a bit of a head and shoulders there. If you ignore the upper wick here, we did have a bit of a head and shoulders. So we can just go over, grab our head and shoulders target, or tool rather. And usually head and shoulders at the top of a, actually, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. I'm gonna ignore that upper wick. So if we ignore the upper wick and draw our head and shoulders here, and then you take your trend line tool, you go from the top to the low, and that's the great thing about Moomoo too, is you get all these free tools as well to do your analysis. So it says we could be targeting down around, around 166. We do have support there at 156 as well. So entirely possible that we do see that. And we are seeing a bear cross of the 50 and the 100-day moving average, and close to seeing a death cross after just having a golden cross there on the daily time frame. And this isn't uncommon, right, to see, because like I've been saying, what is the first thing that people learn in technical analysis? They learn, golden crosses and death crosses. We just had a golden cross. We had some decent upside, but usually you get that final fake out before the massive breakout. And when we're this far into a bear market and looking for a long-term trend reversal and potentially entering a new multi-year bull market, you need to expect lots of fake outs and shakeouts, right? So like I said, when most people see a golden cross, they think, oh, we're going to the moon and we're never looking back, right? And we went to 309 and everybody was correct. Told you we were this is the end of the bear market. Then we come back down, we lose all of the supports on the moving averages, and then we almost drop to a lower low. And then that's that final shakeout. And I think this could still be part of this final shakeout where we come down here, we target, low 166, come back down as long as 156 holds. This could be a nice trade as well if you're looking, when we close near the low of the day today. And again, MJ isn't set up that well if the S&P 500 sees correction, right? If we see a pullback on the S&P 500, if we pull back to 450s, 440s, that's going to be massive headwinds for the MJ sector, right? So not set up well at all. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did come down and test 166. Could be a nice trade opportunity there, though. If you target that 156 support, you could even set your stop just below 156 as well. So hopefully that helps. In terms of the exponential moving averages, and just switch over here. We did have a daily bull cross there, but again, we're starting to see the shorter term and the above the longer term crossing, and that's bearish. So again, adding more confluence to the fact that we could see a little bit more downside, one more leg down, I think, in my opinion. But in my opinion, the most important thing is the weekly time frame, the weekly moving averages. The last time we had a bull cross on these weekly moving averages was way back in October and November of 2020 on high tide, and then price went from about $2.50 all the way up to almost $17. Then we had the bear cross with the 12 period exponential crossing down through the 26 period, and then like I said, when that cross happened, price went from about $8-9 all the way down to $1.50, right? $1.42. So now we're seeing that EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on the weekly time frame. But again, this final shakeout, I think, before a massive breakout. But I do hold high tide in my MJ portfolio, and by no means is this financial advice. This is never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's for entertainment, informational purposes only. I'll never tell you to buy, sell, or hold, and you should never ever buy or sell anything based on anything that I write or anything that I say, right? So, like I said, I would expect a little bit more downside, but it could be a nice buying opportunity here. And then on the monthly time frame, we could see a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross at some point soon, but we're still looking for the monthly uptrend to confirm as well. This move basically all coming off of the low. So we have our low here at 142, high of the bounce at 309. We're looking for a higher low. We're trying to form this higher low here and then give us a higher high. So if we can form this higher low compared to 142, which looks like we're doing now, we're starting the monthly bounce this month, but this could be a choppy month, and then into the next month, like I said, I think we could see some direction, some clear direction on where we're going to go from here. But I'm in the camp of thinking that these supports are going to hold. I think that we're going to see a pullback on the S&P 500 over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be healthy, and then that'll just be one more final buy the dip moment, and then blow off top, I think, in the broader market. And then once you see a blow off top there, it's probably going to enter a multi-year bear market. And we could see MJ dip with it, but I think MJ is going to recover the best and has the best growth catalyst on the horizon and could be one of the best asset classes and performers over the next few years. But yeah, high tide, super bullish on high tide. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, in terms of resistance, we're looking at resistance about the high of this month around 235. And then after that, we have a lack of resistance till 309. VFF, we can take a look at VFF. You didn't mention the Canadian or the US, but I'll look at the US because usually there's more volume there. But yeah, we can take a look at here. We'll take a look at the daily time frame to start. So yeah, we're at the low of the day here. We did confirm a daily downtrend with a lower high and lower low. Another lower high and lower low. So we have no support until 63 cents there. And then the low of the day today was at around 70 cents. So still in a daily downtrend. Like I said, not set up well at all if the S&P 500 sees any kind of meaningful consolidation and correction on the weekly time frame, which would just be healthy, but yeah, not set up well at all. And we are seeing a bear cross of the daily exponential moving averages. In terms of the golden cross, we did have a golden cross on VFF with the 50 below the 200-day moving average and crossing. Never actually, it did cross, we didn't really get as big of a pop here on VFF as much as some of our other names, which leads me to believe that this could be a bit of a laggard. Same with SNDL. I'm looking at SNDL as a nice clear trade as well. I'm actually in a day trade, and I'm going to do an example on how to buy it here in just a moment. But yeah, we're very tight here. We have our low, high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high. We've got a double bottom there at 140. So I've been adding closer to that 140 area, and I will look to add again potentially around that 135, 131 support. But yeah, this is one of those names that's getting very, very tight, and we have this equilibrium and tightening range that is forming. And if we take our measured move out of this pennant here and this triangle equilibrium pattern, you can see we would be targeting about somewhere around that 180 to 188 level is generally where I would expect this to go. So this could be a nice laggard play. And then in terms of the exponential moving averages, we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here on the daily time frame. And if you take a look at like Canopy, it's very similar to Canopy. Canopy had a similar move on the daily time frame. If we just go to here, it was right here, yeah. So it was low, high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, bull break, EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. And you can sort of draw that same pennant there, right? We had a bit of a fake out there. And then take your measured move from the low to the high there, just as a rough move. And you can see here, we pretty much nailed it. We were targeting about, what's going on here? Yeah, that was back on 816. Oh yeah, right. I forgot that there was a reverse split today. Oh, I was like, wait, am I on the right chart? Oh, that threw me for a loop. Oh, it's been a long week, been a long month, been a long year, but we're coming on the end of this year. Oh man, yeah. So Canopy reverse split today, 1 for 10. Completely. I mentioned that I did a private live stream today for private members and went over that. I just completely slipped my mind. But yeah, usually into a reverse split too, we sell off on the news, which happened here, and then into the actual go live and reverse split being, taking effect. Usually we sell off again after that. So you fall off. We usually sell off on the announcement, and then usually sell off once the reverse split occurs, and that's exactly what's happening today at our low. This is still, though, we're still looking at a potential monthly uptrend to confirm, and we're still holding key support on the monthly time frame, which is the most important factor. They're at 346, so that'll be key support. But yeah, BFF could be a similar move to SNDL. And then one thing we need to see is monthly uptrends confirm on BFF as well, which we're not that close to doing it yet, but we have the low there, our high at around 118. I want to just switch over here. So BFF, yeah, so we have our low at 55 cents, high at 117, looking for a higher low. and our low right now is at 63 cents. So 63 compared to 55. Now if we come back up and break 117, it would be monthly uptrend confirmed. One thing you could do is you could wait for, and we're coming off oversold here on the monthly time frame as well, so you could wait for the monthly uptrend to confirm. You could wait until we break above resistance there at 117 and then enter if you're a bit more conservative, or you could enter now with a stop below the low there at 55 cents. Multiple ways you could do it, but it's not looking too bad at the moment. If we take a look at the weekly EMAs, yeah, so three things I'm looking for to confirm that the bear market is over, and the more names that do so, the better, including US names, Canadian names, ETFs, retailers. We need to see weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses, which the last time that happened on VFF was again back in October, November 2020 for that massive run up. Then we had the bear cross. Now we're looking for another bull cross, again, the first time in multiple years. And we need monthly uptrends to confirm, so we're in the process and on the way to confirm a monthly uptrend potentially. Bulls have the attempt and shot at it, and then we have very close to seeing these weekly EMAs cross bullish, and then we need golden crosses. So if we zoom out to the daily time frame, you can see here we had our golden cross, so that's 1 out of 3. We still need the weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross and the monthly uptrend to confirm. So again, I'm in the camp of thinking we could see a little bit more downside here before we break to the upside, and like we still have another week left of tax loss harvesting, right? It says 4 billion on Canopy. It must be like a glitch or something, because the enterprise value doesn't change on a reverse split, right? The shares go down and the price goes up, so that it might just be a glitch. It hasn't updated or something like that. More than likely why. Could you please have a look at DPro? I like what the company does, but not sure about the stock price. Yeah, I can take a quick look at DPro. Yeah, so this is a name, actually one of my good buddies. I think he got a private placement in this. So Dragonfly. It's kind of similar to MJ at the moment. Seeing a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, but seeing a pretty decent move after that, but right back down to a new low here at 42. New monthly lower low as well. We had a golden cross back into a death cross. We could be gearing up for another golden cross at some point soon. But yeah, this name, MACD bear cross here on the daily time frame. RSI crushed on the daily. Could be a nice oversold bounce here once we start the daily bounce. One way you could play it is if we start the daily bounce, if we break the high of the previous daily candle, you could go long. Could be a nice swing trade, day trade. In terms of, long term, they're into drones and whatnot. So I don't know a whole lot about the company, but it seems like it could be a nice long term play. I probably wouldn't, put my whole life savings into it or anything like that. But could be a nice YOLO play. Maybe, I don't know, $1,000, something like that into it long term. You could see a ton of, back, if we get back up to that $6 area, right? That's a lot of upside. But in terms of, daily time frame, could be gearing up for an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, but I would likely wait until we start the daily bounce and daily oversold bounce, right? We're crushed here on the RSI. Anything 30 and below is considered oversold, and we're currently sitting at about 15 here on the RSI. Actually, what is that? 17.31 at the moment. Yeah, monthly. We've been pulling back on the monthly time frame as well for half a year. So another way to play it would be once we start the monthly bounce, you could take an entry there. So the low of the high of last month sitting there at, what is it, 60 or about 70 cents. So if we get over 70 cents, and again, I'll have to reach out to Moomoo. Not sure why that's not showing me the high and the lows like it normally does. There's something that yeah, not sure. Usually it has it there, so I'll have to check. I did see there was an update to the software as well, so I'll take a look at that. after the fact. Yeah, it should be decent play. Like I said, if you enter on a monthly bounce, so if we break the high of last month, that could be a nice entry, because then we would have a lack of resistance all the way up to about $1.50 psychological. Could be a nice laggard play here, and yeah, if we start the monthly bounce, you could enter on a break of say 70 cents, and then you don't really have a clear stop loss there, because hard to say. I'd probably, if I was going to play it, I'd probably wait until a daily bounce and then just play it as a quick swing. But if you're looking long term, again, if you let me know kind of if you're looking for long term, if you're looking for day trade, swing trade, investment, long term, all that would really change how I would recommend playing it. But yeah, long term, I think it could be a nice play. You might want to wait until the monthly bounce starts, or like I said, if you're looking for a day / swing shorter trade, you could look on a daily oversold bounce play. I loaded up heavy on Tilray, Green Thumb, and Trulieve today. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, those are definitely good names in my opinion. I own all of them. Tilray's my... Actually, I don't own Trulieve directly. I own it indirectly through MSOS, the ETF. But yeah, Tilray's my biggest holding. I'm actually looking at adding Green Thumb. I'm holding off, though, until the new year. I'm in Canada, so I have a tax-free savings account, but I have it maxed out. But next year, we get actually $7,000 instead of $6,500 contribution room. So essentially, I'll have $7,000 that I can put into my tax-free investment account. Everything grows tax-free, and I can use that to buy a lot more beaten down MJ. And then I think there's still another week left right before the end of tax loss selling, because it takes stocks 3 days to settle. So eventually it'll be on the blockchain and everything will be, instantaneous. But as of right now, it takes about 3 days. So we still got about another week. And then keep in mind, stock markets close in the US on the 25th and in Canada on the 25th and the 26th. So it's really not even that long. And then, like I said, January 1st, I'm going to be backing up the truck. One of the ones I'm going to be looking to buy is Green Thumb. Not really sold on Trulieve. I think there's better opportunities out there, and there's a lot of shady stuff going on with the company, like that poor soul that died on the job, and then I think their parents were like suing them for wrongful death and cause of death, and the husband, in a RICO case and potential ties to the mob. I don't know how much truth's behind that, but I don't know. I was never really sold, and I'm kind of happy with my exposure that I have to them in the MSOS ETF. But can't go wrong, I think, with Green Thumb and Tilray. And some SNDL. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I have some SNDL. I'm going to do a trade example here on the Moomoo platform here in a moment. So Easton says CGC. No, I didn't add any CGC. Like I said, I figured that, usually whenever something reverse splits on the news breaking, whenever they announce the reverse split, we see, 10, 20, sometimes 30% of downside just on the announcement. And then leading into the reverse split, sometimes we see, a bounce just like we did with Canopy. That's very common, where you sell off hard into the after the announcement, you get extended to the downside, you see a bounce because we've been extended, and usually we finally start to bounce because most of retail sells the bottom after the news breaks, because the insiders already knew, and that's why they started to sell here. And then the gap's down, then retail sells here, market makers buy your shares, and then they sell up here on a bounce, and then you buy it again, getting sucked in, and then they drop it again once the reverse split gets enacted and takes effect, right? So it's very, very common. If you take a look at any other name that it's done a reverse split, and there's a lot of them in the MJ space, if you look, and most of them are Canadian names because they're only the only ones listed on the NASDAQ and the NYSE, right? Because the US names can't be listed on those US major exchanges if they're touching the plant. So that's why they're only listed on the Canadian names, the Canadian exchanges and the OTC. And Cureleaf recently upgraded to the Toronto Stock Exchange with TerraSend, and I think that's going to be a trend that continues. But yeah, CGC, didn't add any today. I still have quite a bit of CGC. Like, I'm a shareholder of CGC. It's less than 10% of my MJ portfolio overall. I may look to add it 1 or 2 more times, but like I said, I'm kind of waiting for that TFSA contribution room at the 1st of January. Very disappointed on XRP this year. Really bad performance compared to ADA, Sol, and others. Well, typically XRP is the last to run in a bull cycle, so I wouldn't think it's anything different. If you were around here in 2017, 2018, actually XRP went from like 0.004 cents to like $3.80. It had like over 100x rally, right? Or it was like 10,000 I think it was like 100,000% rally or something like that. But anyways, it usually melts faces and just rips when it rips, right? So it's to be expected, and usually the Dow has to go into a new all-time high, and then Bitcoin goes into a new all-time high, and then usually we see altcoins go and XRP historically. But you know, at the end of the day, this was actually, in my opinion, the best year for XRP ever, because it was deemed in and of itself not a security, which no other crypto has it. I've seen people saying that Bitcoin has regulatory clarity. No, it does not. It has regulatory opinion. So what that means is some people at the SEC believe it's a commodity, but there's no case law or there's no rules from Congress, right? Any kind of legislation. There's no legislation. There's no case law saying that Bitcoin is a security. Gary Gensler could leave the SEC tomorrow or get fired, and the next person come in could say that Bitcoin's a security, right? That's how quickly opinions can change. So just be thankful that XRP has the only one with legal clarity in the US. So, but I mean, realistically, XRP hasn't been that bad of a performer. Let me just bring it up here real quick. I mean, we're in a monthly uptrend, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. We're still in a monthly uptrend, and off of the low there of June in 2022 is up 231%. So let's go to Bitcoin. So off of its low, it's up just under 200%, right? So it's actually not that bad. ADA, I wouldn't be touching this with a 10-foot pole. I also just did a video on it. I think that there's a very good chance that Charles Hoskinson and Cardano could get sued next. But off of its low there at 22 cents, it's only up 229. So it's about the same. But it did pull back 93% from 316 to 22 cents. It pulled back 96%. How many people would have hated their lives over that? But like from March 2020, from C19 to the high there, it went from 0.017. So just get the old calculator out and do your math, right? 316 divided by 0.017. That's 185x, meaning if you put $1,000 into ADA in March of 2020, September of 2021, your $1,000 would now be worth $185,000. So for every $1,000 you put in there at 0.017, you'd have $185,000. So imagine if you put in $4,000 at the bottom there, you'd basically be a millionaire, right? So I was telling people not to touch it with a 10-foot pole, and then sure enough, it dropped almost about 95%, call it. Now, yeah, even if we go from 22 cents back to 316, that's a 13x. That's still pretty decent risk to reward. But in my opinion, when something went from a penny to 316, I have no interest in it. I just think that the risk is to the downside at this point. So I'd be very careful on that. Solana, I think it had ties to FTX. I have nothing about Solana I like, really. I mean, we know Ethereum's garbage. Gas fees are ridiculous. Joe Lubin said it himself that Ethereum was a prototype. It actually, that's why they went from proof of work to proof of stake. He said the project was a prototype. Could Solana kill Ethereum? I don't know. I just think there's better opportunities out there, right? We got Flare, which is going to bring smart contracts to, the XRP ledger and all these F assets and whatnot. Sol coming off $8 there, up almost 10x. So yeah, I would agree. Sol's definitely been performing better. But Solana blockchain, how many times has it failed and crashed and stopped working? Right? It's like XRP ledger has never stopped working ever in the last, 10, 11 years since it was invented in 2012. So I think XRP is going to be one of the best performers in the next bull market in terms of percentage gain. But yeah, XRP is generally one of the ones that goes at the end. It's the last one to move, but when it moves very, very quickly, usually in the matter of 30 to 60 days, and it usually sees the most explosive growth and gains. I'm looking into a swing trade on it. Thanks for the insight. That helps. Yeah, you bet. No problem. Tilray, please. It went up to 226 today and gave it all back. Yeah, so I think CGC reverse split weighing on Tilray today. The S&P 500 started daily consolidation as well. So we saw some weakness there from the broader market. What's that Tilray brands on the Canadian? Let's go over here to Tilray US. And it was a similar pattern here as well. We had this daily equilibrium where we had the high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, bull break, back in, fake out, and then that's when we got the reverse split news from CGC, and then I think a lot of that money went into Tilray as a result. And then we confirmed a daily uptrend here with a low, high, higher low, and higher high. We're still in a daily uptrend, so key support there is going to be at about $1.95. And then we have EMA 12 there as well at $1.95. So 195, very strong support at the moment. And if we just grab our fib tool here as well, and we take a look at the fib retracement down to the low. Yeah, like we topped out right at the 6-1, the golden pocket there at the 618 fib retracement. So if we can get over that golden pocket there and the high here at around we'll say 230. If we can get over 230, then we're heading to the 50% retracement, which would bring us up to around 250. But again, we still have a week left of tax loss selling into the end of the year. So, and like I said, the S&P 500 could see a correction here any week now, and that would be headwinds. But Tilray definitely set up better than a lot of our other names, right, that are kind of like CGC, for example, and some of the other names that are very close to their supports on their monthly time frames, whereas Tilray, its monthly support's way down at 150, right? So we're sitting at $2 here after hours. So not bad at all. What's going on with Harmony One? That's a good question. What's the ticker for that? Harmony Biosciences. What's the ticker for that one? I'm not familiar with it. Is 470 a support level since it was 0.47 before on CGC? Let's just take a look here. Yeah, 471. And it was a double bottom at 47 cents, right? So yeah, we had 471, 471. So yeah, $4.70 is going to be a double bottom. So that's a nice strong support. Actually, we hit it again today, basically, and it's a quadruple bottom essentially. But yeah, again, just I'm not that confident in it because of the fact that we closed at the low today. Historically, after a reverse split, we continued to trend lower, and the S&P 500 started to show some cracks in the armor today, consolidating on the daily time frame. Could see weekly consolidation over the next couple of weeks. But like I said, I think it'll just be healthy, and then we should see a weekly higher low, and then another potential for another higher high on the broader market and a blow off top. But yeah, $4.70 still strong support at the moment. You could look to enter off of that support and set a stop just below, maybe like 440s or something like that. If you're allowing a little bit more risk, if you're not comfortable with that amount of risk, then you could trim your position size, right? Instead of let's say you normally trade with $1,000. Well, if you're risking a little bit more and your stop isn't as close, well, you could maybe go in with $500, right, or something like that, just as an example. Mush might be a good look. RVV and OPTI. Yeah, I don't know. I think that, like, based on how beaten down MJ is and how similarly they trade together, I think it might be better to focus on MJ right now. And MJ has some of the biggest catalyst. And like I said, I think it's going to be a big topic. And not a whole lot of volume right now on this either. So it's kind of like a popularity contest, right? And I don't think Mush is going to be much... I don't think there's going to be much attention into it. Let's put it that way. So I like MJ as a better trade over the next, call it 3-6 months, and then maybe even over the next couple of years, depending on the right catalyst. But I think MJ has some of the best growth catalysts ahead, while a lot of our other sectors are probably destined for a multi-year bear market. So just be very cautious. Like I said, this one's a pretty illiquid name. And then OPTI. And look at that one in a while. That's on the CA. Yeah, another liquid name, but could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here. Last time that happened, we didn't get our breakout. We got above it. We came down, confirmed it as support, lost it. Never actually broke to a weekly higher high though, and didn't confirm a weekly uptrend. So we had our low, high, higher low, looking for the higher high, but the most likely scenario was just a weekly lower high because of how far away that resistance was. And then another weekly downtrend, another weekly lower high, lower low, So if we can farm a weekly uptrend and see a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross over the next few months, this could look good. But generally it follows MJ, right? So it usually follows the MJ sector and vice versa. But I think mostly shrooms follow the MJ market. So if we see the MJ market start to rebound, which it looks like it is in terms of technicals, it looks like it could very well see that. So good eye on that one. All right, so I think we're going to pivot over to the Moomoo exchange. Obviously, I've been using it here now, but I think I'm going to switch into, if anybody does have any ticker requests, maybe if I have time here toward the end, we'll jump into that. But I do want to go over the Moomoo exchange. I'll do a trade example and tutorial. So with that, thanks everybody for your questions and your ticker requests. So we'll jump into it here now. So as I mentioned, Moomoo has been a sponsor of the channel now for several weeks. And Moomoo, like I said, is a fantastic platform. I've really enjoyed using it and learning it over the last several weeks and months. So like I said, very impressed with the platform overall. And before we start, I want to give the disclaimer that the investment advice provided here is based solely on my personal opinion. It does not represent the views or opinions of my sponsors, affiliates, or any other third parties. It is important to note that the investment decisions carry inherent risks, and individuals should conduct their own research and seek professional advice before making any financial decisions. And I'll bring up the disclaimer here. I do have to mention this. It's a paid sponsor of the channel. So, like I said, I've started off by using it as a sponsorship, and then I've just fell in love with the platform. To completely honest with you, there's so many benefits to the platform, and we'll go through it here. I'll give my honest opinion, and I'm not just talking about this because they're a paid sponsor on the channel. I really do. I wasn't even able to use the platform, and it just basically came to Canada not that long ago. Right now, it operates in Ontario, Quebec, BC, and Alberta. And it just came to Alberta there not too long ago, so I was just able to sign up. And I was using their app. They have a desktop app. They have a mobile app as well. And I just started using the desktop app. And then I couldn't even sign up for a margin account, which, you can only basically use a limited version of their app. I couldn't actually do any trades or anything like that. And then once I could actually trade, wow, I really started to fall in love with the platform. And something as well, 4 simple steps to open a Moomoo CA account. It was very, very easy. It says it could take 1 to 3 business days. Mine was like 1 business day. So it was very, very quick, but essentially I'll leave links for this in the description and the comment section below. You can use my link and complete the registration using your phone number or email. Step 2, you get your residential address. You give them all your information. So Ontario, BC, Quebec, Alberta, your social insurance number. Step 3, this is for Canada, obviously. Fill out your personal information, read the agreement disclosures carefully, sign your full name, and then submit your application. It takes about 1 to 3 business days, and you'll get an email once it's complete. And then obviously it's all over the US as well. But Moomoo is a NASDAQ listed fintech based out of Silicon Valley, and like I said, they're really starting to make massive strides in the space, and definitely one of the most preferred platforms right now for buying stocks, US stocks, Canadian stocks, ETFs, etc. So there's also some holiday incentives going on at the moment. You can unwrap up to $1,520 this holiday season. You can complete your registration, open a Moomoo trading account with the link in the description or in the comment section. You deposit any amount, you can get a $20 up to a $20 cash coupon. If you deposit anywhere from $500 to $2,999, you can get up to $520 cash coupon. When I signed up, I got a 30 and a 10, so I basically got $40 just for depositing. I think I sent over about $850. So I got $40. You can win, like I said, up to $520, and then anything above $3,000, you can win up to $1,520. Essentially, you just go into My Rewards and you click on the cash coupon, and then RSPs and TFSAs are coming soon to Moomoo. So as of January, we're going to be able to use registered retirement savings plans and tax-free savings accounts on Moomoo platform, which is great to see. And you can do shorting and margin and all that stuff as well on the Moomoo platform. And then, like I said, you have all these trading tools. I'll go through some of the features here as well here in a moment. But there's lots of great trading tools. Like I said, this is all free as well. So you can use trend lines, you can use your head and shoulders, you can use your fib retracements, and all of this is free within the app. So like I said, very impressed with the app, and you can download you can use it on the web, or you can just go to a web browser. You can use it on the web, or you can use it on the desktop app. That's what I'm using right now, or you can download the mobile app as well, so you can use it on the go and never miss a beat. But we'll go through this here. So I did want to just remember, just remind everybody that this is my own thoughts and opinions. And like I said, I want to go over some technical analysis using the platform as much as possible. But just before we jump into more ticker requests, I just want to go through some of my review of the platform here. I see we had a couple more comments, so we'll jump into that here in just a moment. But like I said, they do have free tools, so you can use all of these technical analysis tools absolutely for free. And you can use free level 2. So they have free level 2 data with 60 levels for US stocks and Canadian stocks. Others charge anywhere from about $90 to $100 a month. You got free 40 plus drawing tools, 100 plus indicators to track movements of stocks. Analyst ratings, that's usually about $10 a month from other platforms. So this is all included with the Moomoo platform. Institutional holdings, you can see what institutions are holding, and that's usually about $3 a month. You got visualized financial data, $10 a month on other platforms. Company valuation, so you can go click on organogram, you can do your analysis in here. I really enjoy this part of it as well. You can see your quote, you can see all the float, market cap, shares traded. You can see that, like I said, level 2 data as well, the order book, and then you can do analysis. You can go to EPS, it does some forecasts as well. So I really like this feature here. So if you go to, let's just use Canopy Growth because it's one of the major names, but you can see here revenue, it gives you your financial estimates, and then it tells you based on 12 analysts, and EPS, EBITDA, you can get estimates for that. Then you can see total revenue, so it breaks it down per quarter. You can see the revenue directly within here, the balance sheet, cash flow statement, and then you can switch in between different indicators. Summary, you can see the company profile, it'll give you all the company information. You can see the executives, you can see how much shares they hold, their salary, 6.46 million for David Klein. Wow, a lot of unhappy people about that. You can see institutional investors, shareholders, Constellation Brands, right? So lots in here. You got your news channel, you got paper trading here as well, so you can practice your skills. You can use fake money, paper money. You can, like I said, do tons of stuff. They even have like chat, so you can learn a lot of different like you can go to Moomoo Learn, you can learn a lot of different trading strategies and just investment strategies, things like that. But like I said, you can go to news, they have a whole news channel. They even have chats, so you can join different like chat groups. You can join like a crypto, you can join like a general chat, that type of thing. And then even with paper trading, you can win an iPhone 15 and other hot Apple products as well, just for signing up for the paper trading. And like I said, it's a good way to practice your skills. So we'll move through this a little bit quicker here. Like I said, you can see the company valuation. So the trading fees are super low as well. I heard people still to this day tell me that they're spending anywhere from $10 to $15 per trade. With Moomoo, you can trade for as low as $1.99 here in Canada. And then in the US, it's commission free for stock, ETF, and options trading. No account minimum or monthly fees either. And let's go through a little bit quicker here. So I'll go through, maybe we'll jump into the trade example. So one thing that is amazing too is you got the extended hours trading. So the fact that I wasn't able to trade, I don't know about all the people on here at the moment, if you've ever looked to trade on, like for example, with your bank, I used RBC. If I wanted to do a pre-market trade or an aftermarket trade, I would have to pay anywhere from, I think it was like $15 to trade, or it was like at one point I think it was $30. I'd have to check, but essentially, needless to say, I didn't actually execute a pre-market trade. But now, and I've used tons of other platforms as well, and I really enjoy the fact that very low fees, and you can trade pre-market, post-market. So right now you can see we're post-market trading. Canadian market is closed now, but the US markets are still open. And if you go to the link in the description, I'll just bring that up here. If you go to, I'll just bring it up here real quick as well. So if you go to the Moomoo platform, you can see that the extended hours trading, so you can trade US stocks. Let's go down here. You can trade US stocks from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. So I'm on the West Coast here, Mountain Time. So at 2 in the morning, I can trade US stocks, which is pretty awesome. And then it goes till 6 p.m. It's currently 4:25 Mountain Time. So I can still trade until 6 p.m., right? So 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Canadian stocks is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. So that market has closed, but we'll go through on the Moomoo platform here. And another great benefit as well is you can do currency exchange at any time. I'm pretty sure this works anytime. I've never went to exchange the currency and it not work. So if you go to currency exchange all, so I currently have 225.75 Canadian. And there's 3 ways you can fund the account. You can do wire transfer, EFT, or bill payment. So I usually just do the online bill payment. You go into your online banking, you send $200, $500, $1,000, whatever you want to send. And then you can get, like I said, those cash coupons. You can get stocks as well. You can earn a bunch of free stocks if you're in the US. Again, I'm going to put all the links for this in the description, in the comment. You can look at it, look at the details. But essentially, you can send, what I do is the most popular is the online bill payment. So you go into your online banking, you hit add payee, and it gives you instructions on how to do all of this, right? You go to deposit, and then it gives you the 3 options. So wire transfer, online bill payment, and EFT. It says there's some maintenance going on right now, but you do the online bill payment, and then you just do the payment to Moomoo. It gives you all the information there. And then you go into currency exchange. Once it arrives, it takes about 1 to 3 business days. And I've noticed, like, so on average, I think it's about 2 business days, usually on the 3rd day. So on Friday, I sent some money, and then by Tuesday, it was there. Or no, it was on Thursday, I sent the money, and then on Tuesday, it was there. So basically, once the money shows up, I send Canadian dollars, so it shows up in Canadian dollars. The post-market trading is still open right now, so we'll go through an example here. And I'll show you how to set like a limit order, market order, and go through that as well. But essentially, exchange all. Please reserve at least $20 for over. Okay, sure, do that. So in case it goes over, so we'll do 205.75, and very low exchange rate as well. You can see here 205.75 is going to give me 153.98 American dollars. And like I said, most financial institutions, whenever you go to do a currency exchange, you can only do it during business hours, usually 9 to 5. Here in Canada, usually 9 to 5 Eastern time. But as you can see, it's currently 6:28 Eastern time, and like I said, 4:28 Mountain time, my time. And I will put in my trading password. There you go. Request submitted. And we should get a pop-up here. Go over to reminders. So your request was submitted, and it is now complete. So you don't have to wait for business hours again. I just did the currency exchange. So you can see here, go down to cash, 222. You can filter by USD as well. And this is the position that I have right now on SNDL. So I have 312 shares at 143. Price is currently the price. My average cost is 149, and the market value is 446.16. So right now I have an unrealized loss of 4.3%. And again, when you're buying, you got to buy at the ask, so you're losing a little bit, and you're paying a small fee, $1.99 per trade. And then, like I said, there is a small fee, and then you're buying at the ask. So whenever you do buy a stock, you're kind of in the red already. But like I said, based on what the chart looks like at the moment, it's looking really, really good. And like I said, it's kind of mimicking what Canopy has already done. And then again, if we just bring up the daily time frame here, we are tightening up, and it looks like we could see a break here, EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. So we have a double bottom there at 140. If we get down to that 135 to 130 area, I'll look to add again. But I'm going to do another ad here after hours as an example. So I just did the currency exchange, which works at any time. I did this morning as well. I placed a pre-market trade at, what was it? Let's just take a look here. Go to trade. Yeah, so this morning I filled at 145. And I did that just after, I think it was at like 3 a.m. And then, so we did our currency exchange. So now you can go to SNDL, you can add it to your watch list as well. You can trade it there. You can just right click on it, hit fast trade. And it'll bring up the trade menu here. So this is, you can set different types. You can do market, limit buy, limit sell, market buy, market sell. So essentially when you go through and you add a limit order. So a limit order is if you want to buy it at a certain price, right? So market order is just whatever the value is trading at now, you're going to hit it, you're going to buy it at the ask, right? So if you select market, you basically, whatever the market price is, whatever the ask is, you will fill at that price, right? So it can be a little bit dangerous as well, because if you place a market order and something happens where, you know, it's after market and then it opens, let's say the order is just sitting there and you think maybe it filled, and then the market opens tomorrow, it would actually be a lot lower. It could open lower, so you have to be careful with those market orders. Limit orders, essentially, you know, you want to buy it if we hit 135, and then at that point, it won't buy it until the ask hits 135, okay? So we'll go through this here. So right now, our cash is 222.33. That's in Canadian, so you can switch that to US as well. So cash 166.39. It gives you the buyable amount as well, so it tells you how much you can afford. And then you can do shorting as well on the platform. You can buy on margins. You can use leverage. You can short, which basically when you short, you're betting that the price is going to go down. So we'll do a limit order. Oh, as well, when you're doing pre-market or post-market, you have to use a limit order. You can't do market order. Market order only fills when the market is trading, right? So after hours, you have to do limit order. So right now, if we go to, let's just go to trade, get a little bit more data here. So right now, post, it's sitting at 142. So we'll go through here, and then you can do time in force. So you can set you can do the sessions. This is regular trading hours. So if you turn this to regular trading hours, it won't fulfill it until the market is open during regular trading hours, or you can do RTH and pre-post market. And that's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to look to buy here post market. So, and then time in force is, you know, do you want to let it last the whole day, that type of thing. So it's just how long it is good for, how long the order is good for. You can do, you know, indefinitely until it hits. You can do just the day. So we'll go through this here. It says buyable is 108. So for price, we'll set in 140. We'll do 143. Because right now price post is sitting at just under 143, 1.4298. So the max I can buy is 108. So unlock in my trading password. So 108, buy. Let's see here. I might have put in too much. Here, let's go down to 98. I think it's sometimes when it says 108, it's not the buyable amount. It's actually not 100% accurate. So might have been just a little bit more over the amount that I had to trade. So we'll do 98. There we go. So that just fulfilled. So I just bought 98 at 143. So now I have 410 at 143, and my average cost just dropped down to 148. And I was able to buy that post-market. So like I said, my favorite part about this is the low fees. You can exchange. They have very competitive currency exchange rates, and you can exchange the currency at any time. It doesn't have to be during 9 to 5 Eastern time. You can do it any time. You can trade in the morning, trade it post-market as well. This is something that I've been really enjoying, and yeah, I'll give a little bit more of my thoughts and opinions on this, but we'll go through. If anybody does have any questions on the platform so far, please let me know. But we'll go through. So we'll go to Canadian. You can see here cash 32.42 now. Go over to the trade here. So yeah, 143.98. And I'm still waiting on those cash coupons as well. So you have to maintain a certain cash balance in your account as well before you get the coupons. And it says as well, they let me know that for Canadian users, conditional orders are on the way soon. They're not available to us yet, but they are on the way soon. And like I said, same with TFSAs, RSP should be in January. And I've already highlighted the cash sweep bonus as well. So you can get 5.1% APY on your cash. There's no minimum fund requirement or anything like that. So again, I've already mentioned that in a few of my different videos, but you can I'll leave links for this in the comment section and the description, and you can check it out, learn information that is pertinent to yourself, right? If you're in the US, Canada, it's going to differ. What did you want to say about SNDL? Was that, I think that was the trade. I think that was the trade opportunity that I just went through. So I just showed you the example of buying SNDL on Moomoo after hours. Also went through the currency exchange. In terms of the trade opportunity, though, that was just looking at the tightening range on there, and then I'm just going to minimize that trading. So yeah, we're looking at 140 right now as a double bottom, and we're looking to break out of this. The same thing that's happened to CGC and a lot of our other MJ names could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, but I'll look to add. Basically, I sent some money over to Moomoo just to kind of play around. So this $800, $815 Canadian that I have, just basically playing around and showing. I wanted to do a tutorial video as well, so kind of using the platform, getting familiar with the platform, doing the currency exchange, pre and post market trading. And this is I wanted to buy some SNDL as well anyway. So this is just a margin account right now, but I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted, Jamlosi, in terms of SNDL. Thanks for all the information you give. Yeah, you bet. I like that they have free level 2. Yeah, that, like I said, a lot of these platforms, they charge a ton of money for all of this information, right? Like normally you have to pay an added $100, or if you go to different platforms, like I said, with the institutional side of things, holdings, level 2, the drawings, analyst ratings, like all that adds up, right? And like I said, they have the mobile app as well, so it's very, very user friendly, easy to use. People tax loss selling are going to miss the next pop. Yeah, that's the thing too. When you sell, you have to wait that 30 days, I think it is, before you can rebuy it. Yep, that's it. Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, let me know what you think of this tutorial, and like I said, of the platform. If anybody has used Moomoo in the past, like I said, it just basically came to Canada not too long ago. It just came to, well, it's been in the US for now, all over the US, but it just came to Canada not that long ago. And there, it's the financial industry, so there's so much regulation. But yeah, in Canada, or well, in the US, investment products and services on Moomoo are offered by Moomoo Financial Inc., registered with and regulated by SEC and FINRA. And Moomoo Financial Inc. is a member of SIPC, which means your funds are protected up to $500,000, including $250,000 for cash claims. And in Canada, Moomoo is a member of CIPF, which protects securities clients and its members up to $1 million each general account. So this is the real deal, and it's legit. And like I said, the platform has been fantastic overall so far. And just some of the analysis that you can see here, like it's so in depth. And what I wanted to bring up, what was it, Tilray? So Tilray, if we go here to the analysis tab and go to financial, you can see in terms of revenue, it's forecasting, and it's pretty much bang on too, but it's forecasting 195.07 million for Q2 2024, so the next quarter. EPS, it's forecasting negative 0.057, and then it says based on 10 analysts as well. And then after that, we should see 208 million it's forecasted, and that's in USD. All right, well, going to end it there. I'm not seeing any other ticker requests at the moment as well. So hopefully everybody enjoyed the Moomoo platform overview. I'll also clip the tutorial and trade example, all that good stuff, into another video. So I know this one's going over an hour now, and like I said, I came on to do some ticker requests, so I'll trim it after the fact, and I'll upload it as a separate video as well, so that you can reference it that way. And if you are viewing the video after the fact, let me know if this video was helpful. And like I said, you can check out the links in the description and the comment section below if you'd like to take advantage of some of the incentives that is offered by Moomoo right now. And like I said, take advantage of all their amazing features, post-market extended hours trading. What's your thoughts on ACRDF? That's CGC shares from acreage when the US is legal. I'll have to take a look at that another time. I do have to run. I have another appointment here in 20 minutes. I'm going to take a look at a condo with my business partner, and I just realized I only got 20 minutes left, so I'll have to jump off. But I don't have any immediate thoughts on that one, Madison, to be honest with you, right off the top of my head. But I can certainly take a look into it, and I'll do my best to get back to you on that. And then on the next video, on the next ticker request video, we'll try to get through it then. Thank you, Rodney. You bet. My pleasure. Like I said, I do have to run though. I got about 20 minutes until going to see a couple condos with a business partner, and got to get some food into me before I do that, and then got to get over there. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Thanks for all your contributions in the live chat. As always, I love each and every one of you. Going to end it there. Have a great night, and we'll see you again on the next video.